Scientists have uncovered the secrets of the DNA of the Russian people, debunking myths about Mongol-Tatar heritage and revealing sensational facts about the genetics of Russians, Tatars, and Ukrainians. How close are Russians to Finno-Ugric peoples? Why is their genetic code similar to that of Indians? Answers are provided by the first large-scale study of the Russian gene pool. Scientists were amazed by the unexpected conclusions about the past of the Russian people revealed in the largest DNA and genetic structure study in history. The study was conducted thanks to the Russian Foundation for Basic Research and the Human Population Genetics Laboratory of the RAMS, under the leadership of Professor Eleni Olegovna Belanovskaya. For the first time, complete data on the genetic structure of the Russian people were presented, combining knowledge from linguistics, ethnography, and archaeology. The results were astonishing. The Russian ethnicity consists of two main genetic components, which changed the understanding of its origin. The indigenous population of southern and central Russia is genetically close to other Slavic peoples, confirming their common roots in history. Northern regions of Russia, such as the Arkhangelsk and Volga oblasts, are genetically closer to Finno-Ugric peoples than to Slavs. The previously popular theory of Mongol-Tatar heritage of Russians was completely disproven. The study found no signs of Mongolian or Central Asian influence. This study changes the historical understanding of the genetics of the Russian people and their connection with neighboring ethnic groups and regions. The influence in the genes of modern Russians is historically linked to the Mongols, but no significant Asian component has been found. Most of the Tatar genome is European. The Finno-Ugric component predominates in the genome, refuting stereotypes. One sensation is the Dyna haplogroup, associated with Scandinavians, which is widespread in central Russia and the Volga region. Scientists were stunned. The Dyna haplogroup is found in northwestern Russia, where Scandinavian influence was expected, and in central Russia at a level of 11%. The prevalence of the haplogroup in the Volga region is almost equal to the German level. A connection with ancient contacts between the ancestors of Scandinavians and Finno-Ugric tribes was suggested. Historians believe that in the Ryazan, Moscow regions and the Volga region, there existed a barbarian kingdom, possibly with carriers of this haplogroup. The genetics of the region confirms historians' assumptions about the connection with the barbarian kingdom and carriers of the Dyna haplogroup in central Russia. The hypothesis links the haplogroup to the battle axe culture, which historians attribute to ancient Germanic tribes that lived in these areas. The study highlights the genetics of the Ryazan region, which is considered key to understanding ancient migrations and cultural interactions in the region. Recent research on Finno-Ugric history may indicate a different origin of the peoples of the region, emphasizing that the genetic history is much more complex and interesting than previously thought. An important conclusion was made about the gene pool of India. Haplogroup R1a, characteristic of Slavs, is also found in many Indians, indicating ancient migrations of peoples. The Scythians, who lived in the territory of modern Central Asia, conquered India and became the founders of the highest caste, playing a key role in the formation of the Indian caste system. The genetic heritage of the Scythians reached the Slavs, which confirms the historical connections between these peoples through haplogroup R1a. Another part of the Scythians migrated eastward to the foothills of the Altai and Tian Shan, and their genes are still found among the Kyrgyz and Altai people. The study showed that the genetic composition of Ukrainians contains significant Eastern traits, especially among the Cossacks, who are genetically closer to southern Russians. On the maternal line, the Cossacks are similar to Russians, while Western Ukrainians are genetically similar to Central Ukrainians or Eastern Russians. These data gently indicate numerous intersections of the gene pools of different peoples, reflecting the complex history of the region. During the study, an experiment was conducted to create a portrait of a typical Russian person based on the combination of facial images from different Russian regions. The result of the experiment demonstrated common features that unite various Russian regions into the image of a single people. The study showed that a typical Russian person possesses universal traits characteristic of people throughout the territory of Russia. This indicates similarity in appearance despite cultural diversity. The experiment allowed scientists to determine that the appearance of a Russian person is quite similar, despite many ethnic and cultural groups across the vast territory of the country. Scientists emphasize that genetics is just one of the factors determining national identity. What matters is how a person perceives their culture and traditions. Genetic differences between people are very small, especially when considered in the context of all humanity. Eye and skin color vary only slightly. Studies have shown that differences in the genes responsible for eye and skin color make up only a small percentage, while the remaining 90% are genetically identical in all people. Against this background, differences between peoples and races turn out to be insignificant, which sounds paradoxical, but this is the reality of scientific data. In one study, scientists found that people differ much less from each other than chimpanzees within a single troop, highlighting the closeness of all humans. This means that the closeness among people of all nations on Earth is much stronger than the differences. We can consider all humanity as one big family.